Hi everyone, my name's Katie and I'm the interim director curator at the Clarke Historical Museum. Today we're going to be checking out one of our temporary exhibits that was opened up on the beginning of March and is still here at the museum since we've kind of been closed for a couple months. So anyway, let's take a look. So if you've been to the museum before, you might recognize this doorway. It goes into our weapons vault, which has a display of all of our historic firearms and swords and other types of weapons. But we were able to convert it into a temporary exhibit space to allow for some more versatility and having different exhibits and things coming through the museum that we might not put together, but other people might and bring into the museum. So this has been set up, like I mentioned, since the beginning of March. It was organized by a group called Taiko Swing, and this exhibit has traveled around a little bit in the county. It was presented during an Ollie event and also at the HSU library. And it's made up of items from local families who either they themselves or their family members were sent to Japanese internment camps. And it's called Pieces of Our Lives, Family Artifacts from Behind Barbed Wire. So let's take a look. So when you first walk in, there's this really cool kind of art installation that one of the organizers put together. It's barbed wire, and then there are little paper cranes all kind of throughout it. I was really excited when they put this up. One time I walked by and it wasn't there, and then the next time it was, and it's really a cool piece. So here in the doorway, got a couple different things. This is a sign that you might recognize. It's a duplication of a poster that was put up all across the Pacific coast and even inland and on other parts of the country, telling people who lived in that area that they needed to report, usually within 48 hours, to a specific meeting place where they were going to be put on trains or in different transportation and sent to internment camps. So one of the things to think about is if you were in that situation where you had 48 hours to sell your house, sell your business, get rid of all your stuff because you can only take what you can carry. What would you take? What would you leave? What would you bring with you in 48 hours? And on the other side, you kind of get a little glimpse into what barracks looked like at these internment camps. A room in the barracks is probably about the same size as the room that this exhibit is in. So you can kind of imagine maybe 4 or 5 people living in here for an undetermined amount of time. All right. So one of the first things that kind of draws your attention is this bright light shining on you when you first walk in. And this is coming off of a kind of model of a watchtower that you'd see at many of the internment camps. They'd have lights on them, there'd be armed guards on them, being sure that the people that are interned aren't leaving. There's also this really fascinating map of all these different internment campsites. So the sites are in really large bold letters, and they got little red house-looking things on them. But there's other sites as well that are assembly sites, so people from different cities would be sent to a certain area. Then they'd be sent off to the internment camps. You can see in orange along the coast there. It says exclusion zone. So the closest internment camp to us here in Humboldt County is Tule Lake. And kind of the camp that most people have heard of due to a very famous book called Farewell to Manzanar is the camp in Manzanar. And I've been out there, and really all that's left, there's a small museum that's in what was the high school auditorium, I believe. And really all that's left of that camp are slabs where the buildings were at. Everything was taken down after the internment period ended. But there are other sites that are still around, and you can go visit these sites. And also at Manzanar, they do have a memorial to all the people that were sent to that camp, as well as other camps across the U.S. So that's just kind of a quick little intro into where this exhibit came from. We'll take a look at the rest of the exhibit in future videos, so stay tuned and we'll see you in a little bit.